Meow, bitch. Meow, welcome. I miss my cats. I currently am not abiding in a household with a furry friend, and it's really deeply offending me. So today I'm gonna show you pictures of my cats, living and dead, RIP, and you're gonna watch it, okay? I have had a cat, at least one cat, since I was 4 years old. My first ever, well, no, I've actually had, oh my gosh, I think I've had a cat since I was at least 2 or 3. I have lived my life with a cat. I love cats. I have an entire cat leg tattoo. Like, I have an entire leg of cat heads. They are wild cats. I have a cat tattoo of my old man cat who passed away in 2024. It was incredibly rude. He was also 15, 16, so it was his time. I've also fostered cats. I fostered cats for 4 years. We can acknowledge the K-pop Demon Hunter Derpy cat makeup, or we won't acknowledge it. I don't think I am. This is a video of my cat Gato. Gato was, for most of his life, 25 pounds, or 30 on any given day of pure might. So one Thanksgiving, I decided to make him his own Cornish game hen with a tiny maker's mark and a little glass of milk. And of course, I dressed him up in a little suit, and he loved it. You can see it. Look at him. He's going. Let me play it again. He's like going for it. He loved this thing. He's taking chunks. When I tell you this cat would be in a dead sleep, a comatose, and he'd hear me open a container of lunch meat, he would rise from the dead like Jesus. This is Gato I got him a little lion thing, because he was just so cute, and he was a little lion. I dressed up all my cats. Don't worry, I dressed up all my cats. He's just with me the longest. This cat was with me from like young age to past COVID. Genuinely insane. I loved him. He was my soul cat. He was my soul cat. I miss him every day. I did put his ashes in the tattoo of him. Here's him in a little elf costume. He did not like it. It was also all these costumes were taken off within 5 minutes. If the cats didn't like it, I respected the cats. Do not worry, Peter, back off. Yeah, him with his little present. And yes, that is a carpeted kitchen. Oh, there's Gato again in my Paris-themed bedroom as a child. It was neon Pepto-Bismol pink, and it felt like you were in a colon. How I got Gato is so I had Snoopy, I had Kitty, then I had Gato. Snoopy was a random kitten that showed up on our back porch, and we took care of him, and then he ran away. He came back like 10 years later, though. Weird, crazy story about Snoopy. Kitty was a neighbor's cat, and I got to pick the cat, and I picked Kitty. Kitty was great, but then Kitty, I think, had health issues or something, and we let him outside because he was an indoor cat. I know. Don't have outdoor indoor cats. They're not okay. But I was a child, and the adults around okay? Okay, I don't agree with it now. So Kitty like had some issues and was fine, and then we let him go outside one day, and I remember vividly saying goodbye to him while he was walking. Never saw him again. Then like 10 years, 9 years, 8 years later, my brother's friend is playing hide and seek trying to scare my brother, goes into a bush, cracks a cat skeleton. And it was Kitty, because it was the little pink collar I picked for him. So Kitty died in the bushes about 5 feet from our entrance door, and then my brother's friend found him. So the story of the cats. Yeah, but then I got Gato. But then I remember it was like a rainy spring day. I heard like my screen door open. I was like, weird. And then I was in the back. And then my dad gives me a can of cat food. And I go, what is this? And then there's a little tiny Gato. He was like this big. He was the cutest little kitten ever. Okay, now we're getting into the foster kittens. This is my first group of foster kittens, which is Harvey, Salem, and Nicholas after Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I had been if you haven't followed the Kitten Lady, you need to. All the foster kitten content from the Kitten Lady is immaculate and great, and I love her, and it really helped me foster. So when you foster cats, like I feel like when you foster dogs, you're not fostering puppies. When you foster cats, most of the cats you're fostering, if not all of them, are kittens. There are so many kittens out there. So if you've ever thought about like maybe fostering cats in your life, please go do it. They need help. There's so many cats out there. It's so important to like you'll just get to play with a bunch of kittens. You do have to be prepared for the poops. They're so tiny and cute. I remember like when we got them, I was so excited because I hadn't really interacted with kittens in like years. I did have a feral cat colony in my neighborhood, but we TNR'd them. We got everything done, but there were 30 cats in my neighborhood at one point. There were kittens everywhere, so I thought fostering after that all happened was a good. But look at them. Look at little Nicholas. Look at little Nicholas on the little squishmallow. Look at little Harvey. Harvey was on something. That cat had ADHD at least. That cat was crazy. He'd just go. Oh, oh my gosh, I hope he's doing good. I have so many photos of kittens snuggling together, so get frickin' ready to rumble in this tiny purr zone, okay? Look at it. Look, are you looking at it? Look how cute they are. Now we're going into the next foster group, which was Eowyn and Henry. Eowyn after Lord of the Rings, and then Henry. I don't know if I named them Henry. I don't know. Eowyn was so shy, so I worked really hard with her to get her to finally purr. Look at them snuggling together. Look at this. People that say cats are not social creatures can shut their mouths. I've never the amount of kittens I've gotten, the only way I've gotten the ones that are really shy to come out of their shell is them seeing that their sibling trusts me. It's the cutest thing. Also, I need people to have more patience when dealing with cats. I need people to have more patience when dealing with cats. A cat's not just gonna be like, I love you. And if that's what you're looking for, you need to look for that cat. And that cat's gonna do that when they meet you. It's not just gonna happen. So I need everybody to get it together. Gotta love the sun. And he was so good. Obviously, I'd quarantine the foster kittens and not let my other cats interact with them because you got to give them like 2 weeks because you never know. You never know. And God always should. I miss this cat so much. You don't understand. Look at that little he was so fluffy too. Okay, this is Bubbles. This is my brother's friend cat. This is Bubbles. This cat looks like a weird alien. I just had to acknowledge it. Bubbles was so weird. This cat was like, I went to help my brother look at his friend's place, and then I was like, oh, I can meet the cat. And this cat just like crawled out like a fucking mucus alien and like just looked like that. That's what that cat looked like in person. More Gato, look at him. He had like a little thing on his nose. It was so cute. You're just gonna get a lot of photos of Gato because I love and miss this cat. Look at his little feetsies. This is Gato in his tiny elf hat. I did take it off really quickly. He was not living it up, but I loved it on him. This is me and Gato in the fall, enjoying life. This is me and Gato. He's an acorn and I'm a squirrel. This is the image I basically got tattooed on myself, which is him just being a little dapper boy. And he had like the tuxedo cats. He had like the white here, but he was calico. It was not calico. But he was tabby. Very interesting color gradation. This is my prom photo. I did take prom photos with my cat, and I have no regrets. I also took prom photos in an IKEA, but I never edited them. So I'm sorry to everybody I went to prom with and to an IKEA. They're there somewhere. Here is Arabella, my brother's cat. She's a Maine Coon. She's huge. She's huge and very fluffy. I love Arabella. COVID hit, and this is the fostering during COVID, which was weird because you couldn't do in-person like events, and you basically just had people drive through up to your house and you'd be like, you want the kitten? Cool. You got approved of the paperwork? Cool. And when I tell you kittens were going fast, But this was my first litter. They were kind of sick, so I kept them a while. But yeah, here's the 4 foster kittens. So the one in the like top left, that's Skippy. Then we have Xochitl, and then Elote's hiding under there, and then you have Oso. And they all were the cats with extra like claws, but the interesting thing is they didn't have 2 sets of claws. The claws like combined but were separate. They were an interesting group of kittens. Sadly, all their little tails were bent. I don't know what happened to them. I so badly wanted to adopt all 4 of them because these kittens were the cutest kittens I've ever had. One of the cutest kittens I've ever had. I love little Skippy, also Elote, and Xochitl. I miss them. Skippy and me were best buds. I had to really take care of these because they had eye infections and they had very runny poops. Very runny. It was disgusting, but we did it. And they were so cute. Look at little Skippy and his little they became healthy, don't worry. These are like early photos. But look at little Skippy. He was so tiny and he was so vocal. Oh my gosh. Look at him. Me and him, we were very close. And the thing is, I had a kitten that was his same coloring named Whiskey that ran away. Like, I had technically 2 cats for like a couple months, and then Whiskey ran away, and I was really sad. So I was like rehealing. I was like, oh my god, you look like Whiskey. And Skippy was like the bestest. Here's little Elote and Skippy. Skippy being like, Put your paw down. This was what happened for like, I had a month where all 4 of these kittens would just snuggle on top of me while I sat there, and it's truly one of the best moments of life. It really helped because this was a time where mental health was not the best. Here's Skippy in a little birthday hat because I had to. Like, look how cute he is. Oh, here, we're now, I think this is Dennis and Mac. Yes, after Sunny in Philadelphia. They just gave off that energy. There were twins and there was one other one. Mac is there was no Charlie. I'm sorry. There was no Charlie or Frank. Wait. Okay, we had Stewie, Cora. I think, yeah, it's Stewie. So this is Cora. Adorable. Her nose basically made a tiny heart. This is Stewie, Cheddar, and Cora. I don't remember. Stewie got adopted so quickly because the dad was like, Stewie, like Family Guy. It wasn't. It was Malcolm in the Middle after the other kid, but I think his name's not Stewie. Look at these lanky boys. They were so lanky. Now it is time for my foster failures. You knew it was coming. If you've ever fostered animals at any time, there's a point where you meet an animal and you go, that's mine. I didn't meet this litter and think I was going to adopt them, but I'm glad I did because it was great. So next we have Gibby. This is Gibby and Alice. Gibby and Alice are my current cats that are in a different place right now. Gibby and Alice. This is the first day we got them. I think I got them barely. They were so young. Gibby looked like a frickin' chicken nugget, as you can tell. Look at that chicken nugget frickin' cat. Do you see that chicken nugget cat? Look at him. He looks fake. Is he the smartest cat in the world? No. By no means. Gibby is a Gibby. Alice is a genius murderer. Gibby is there. This is Gibby versus my versus Gato. Look at the size difference. Alice looked like a gremlin the entire time she was a kitten. Gato took to them very well. He was very pleased by them, which was like a really good sign because it's like, if we're keeping them. Gato in his witch hat, which he was not pleased by. But Alice strangling Gibby. Alice putting her paws in a place. Okay, this is the Christmas photo shoot I had where we got them a bunch of costumes because it was still lockdown and all me and my family had was dressing up the cats. Don't worry, they are okay. This is Gibby being very displeased but looking fully adorable. Gato is just going with it but deeply not okay with it. Gibby is loving his new scarf. He's loving it. Alice, this is Alice in her cone of shame because she got spayed. Gibby and Alice got spayed and neutered at the same time. Alice was not having it. This is her just snuggled up. Gibby in his cone of shame, displeased and a little high. Look at him. Gibby's gone. And then because we felt bad, we took Gibby out to go see Christmas lights. So this is Gibby in the car looking at Christmas lights. He loved it. He was ready. Gibby getting ready for Christmas. And then this is Gibby. And then we had to get a little container for Alice because she kept moving around too much. Here's my cats making fried chicken. So my cousin and her boyfriend do the best Christmas cards every year. They were planning on going to Japan, but then COVID hit. So the thing is, like, during Christmas time, they give you KFC. This is a big thing in Japan. So they sent out KFC seasoning to every single person on their Christmas card list. So I took photos to make it look like my cats were making chicken. Here's Gibby getting it all ready. He starting the stove off really. Alice observing the chicken she just made. Oh, and then it snowed. It was the first snow. And we let the cats go out in the snow because they can't get that far. It was truly an adorable sight. But this was little dude, Gibby, Cheddar, little dude, and Gato all hanging out in the... Look at them! Little dude and Cheddar, look at them! And Theo, no, his name was Theo. It was little dude and Theo. Look how cute they are. There's Gibby vampire biting the cat. Don't worry, it was okay. Gibby weirdly takes on a very maternal role. When there's foster kittens, he is the mama. He's taking care of everybody. He's making sure everybody's fed. If he could nurse them, he would, but he sadly doesn't have those parts. He wish he did. This is Gato eating icing. Gato loved icing in a way I cannot describe, and he was having a great time. Gibby in his cone of shame because Gibby decided to jump so hard off a wall and land a little wrong that he broke one of his toe beans, and there was blood kind of everywhere, and we were freaking out. Gibby and Alice's first birthday, they did put on party hats, and we did give them cupcakes and Go-Gurts. They tried to eat the flame on the cupcake. Do not worry, put it away fast enough. This is little Ophelia and then Amaretto, which were little orange cats I got. This is Amaretto, which was the love of Gibby's life. When I tell you Amaretto and Gibby got along in a soul like brother, like love of life, this is my child I birthed out of my womb energy. I was so sad when we couldn't adopt him. This was Gibby. This was the love of Gibby's life. Gibby as a butterfly, yes. Yes, I ordered many cat costumes. Gibby as a chicken, yes. Uh, Now we're getting to one of my not my last foster. This is Artemis. Artemis and Amethyst. Artemis is currently my brother's cat. My brother did adopt him. Amethyst is somewhere else, but Amethyst didn't really like. They weren't a bonded pair. Do not worry. Artemis is one of the craziest cats I've ever met in my life, and I got the privilege of dealing with his digestive mystery issues, which turned out to be fun surprise. You guessed it, worms. This is Artemis. Look at him as a fwickin' little chicken. He's super cute. He's very vocal, and he taught himself how to play fetch. This is Amethyst. I loved Amethyst. She was so shy, but she was such a sweet little kitten. She's a little tuxedo. Like, she was so cute. Gibby in the fall foliage. Yes. This is Artemis as a lobster. You're welcome. As a crab? I don't know. As a crustacean. Atlas decided to hop on top of a car when it was in the garage and just try and attack me. This is what I call Batman, and it's when Alice jumps up really high to get a full view of the room. And she is literally Batman. Gibby in his cat stroller he got for Christmas because, yes, I have a stroller for my cats. Do you have a stroller for cats? Nope. Get it together. It's Alice and Gibby, which I call double-decker cat time, which is when a cat's on a chair and then another cat sleeps under the chair, and I call it bunk bed double-decker cat time. Gibby trying out the litter robot I acquired for free. Shout out to my friend Ashley. Got it for free 99. It is the first generation show. It is the worst one, and it has issues all the time, but getting a free litter robot, I feel like cemented my fate as the crazy cat person. I had someone one time be like, "Do you like the cats more than me? Am I breathing? Am I alive? And even if I was dead, yes." This is when I got 7 little gray kittens, and then I named them all after our flag means death. I could try and remember all the names, but that's a lot. It was the cutest moments of my life. There's a kitten. Like, look, I'm just surrounded by. Look how many kittens there are. That's half of them. That's half of the kittens in the room. It was the cutest summer of my life. It was also so stressful. The litter boxes for 7 kittens, and they'd also play in their litter boxes. They weren't sick, thankfully. It was the craziest. It was so insane. It was genuinely so insane in there. It was great. Okay, here's Gibby and my personal favorite from the litter, the one that I wish I could have adopted, which was Izzy. Izzy was like a little gremlin cat, and his fur like didn't grow right. He looked like a little. He was so cute. Next I think is my second to last foster litter I had. This is Gloop, Grandpa, Baron, and Gizmo. This is, I believe, Baron, because he was tiny and a little, like, disheveled. Look at them in the sun. They're loving it. Okay, here's my last group of foster kittens. I'm sad I forgot their names. They were just little sick guys. They kept sneezing. They had, like, a cold that wouldn't go away, so we really had to, like, keep them in the room I had. But they were so cute. They were just a little group of little caticles. They were really cute. See, look, I had a little infected eye. I felt so. Finished fostering and then decided to not pick up fostering again. Alice in a box, as she always is. This is Artemis in his little tracksuit. I got him for Christmas. So my brother had a tracksuit he wore in high school, so I got my brother a tracksuit for Christmas to match that one. I got his baby one, and then I got the cat one. So all 3 generations of tracksuit wearers, and it was beautiful. This is when I call Alice being Wicked Witch of the West, because she just sticks her paws out from under anything, but it's her back legs. Gibby in a cowboy hat. Yeah, take it in. Take it in. This is a cowboy hat from Neon Cowboys. It's a really cool brand, and you can wear it as a human or a cat. Alice trying to swat the phone away because she's a slapper. She likes to slap. Like, you walk past her, she grabs you. She slaps you. It's rude. This is Gatto in a carrier when he went to the vet because I thought he was going to die, but then he didn't, so it was good. But I was ready to sob cry. It was real bad. Alice in roadkill mode because she loves it. She loves belly rubs. Okay, now we're at the sad part. Okay, so this is a picture of Gatto. His last day, he got to go out into the. I'm gonna put on glasses now, and you're gonna pretend it's normal. I'm kidding. This looks weirder because I have the makeup on. I'm gonna actually take these off. Okay, so trigger warning for pet loss. So Gatto spring of 2024, I noticed he had his stomach. What I know, okay, here was the first sign that I knew that Gato, like he was getting older and slower, and like he was slowly losing weight, so I knew something was happening. And then one day he started to look like a bowling pin, which is like, and his stomach felt really hard, and I knew that wasn't correct. And then I opened a thing of lunch meat, and he didn't run to it, and I knew in my heart what that meant. Took him to the emergency vet. They saw him. The lady at the front desk even asked to see him. Uh, it was very much of, they're doing extra things. Why are they doing extra things? Then the vet came in before they did anything else and was like, we're really concerned. And got the bad news that Gatto probably, they were trying to say, like, we could get him tested and get x-ray scans to see if he had cancer. But at that point, he was 15. He was losing his appetite, and he's never lost his appetite. He is a fat cat and he loves food. And at that point, we just went, no, it's okay. We'll do palliative care. We'll do little kitty hospice until we feel like he might need to get put down. I can't, it wasn't a set. Like the day I learned that Gato was going, I thought he was going to go naturally because he was the cat that just like was really resilient. So I didn't want to like force him. We can, as a pet owner and a first time going through a pet loss where the pet didn't run away or didn't die naturally, it's really hard to think about putting a pet down. Um, I don't regret it though. Let's do a funny moment. So after the vet told me my cat was gonna die, I went outside to the waiting room. We waited for them to give him liquids and like get him ready. And then all that was playing over and over again was Reba. And if you don't know, the song for Reba is "I'm a Survivor." And in my head, I kept going, "He's not today." I guess this video is gonna go into explaining how like pet loss works because I feel like people don't talk about it. So basically, Gato had something wrong with his kidneys. A year before, like I said, he went to the vet and I thought he was going to go because he had something wrong with his kidneys. It was just a kidney infection. So with cats, cats do not show pain very well. You cannot tell. They're not going to show it. Gato did not show it. Gato just was fatigued, wasn't there. The signs I saw in my cat, which are not definite signs that your cat's going through something, but if your cat stops eating like they usually eat, if they start to get really sluggish and slow. Gato was also older and he was getting like a little senile. He was meowing at random things. He was doing it. So like obviously there were signs. His appetite shifted, and that was the change that made me go. If your cat's appetite shifts in a crazy way, you need to take him to the vet. That's just like not a question. If their bathroom habits change dramatically too, you need to take him to the vet. That's just like if you can. Also had the privilege to take my cat through this experience. It is expensive to care for an end of life of a pet. That's just what it is. It's really sad to say, but it's really expensive. So I want to give people grace to let you know that if you didn't have the money to do the perfect thing or do what I did, that's okay. It's really expensive to do end of life care for a pet and for a human. The time I helped a human through hospice was a different story. I didn't think I'd share this story today, but we are, and I'm in weird makeup, so maybe it'll make it better. I might cry, and you're gonna have to accept it. His appetite hadn't completely gone away. He still started eating, then he stopped eating, and that's when we knew it was getting bad. And my advice is you'll know when you're ready. Your goal is to make sure your animal is comfortable. And when they showing signs that they're not comfortable, that's when you need. So like Gato stopped drinking. Well, Gato was like craving water. So like a symptom of his functions going down was he was like he just wanted water, wanted to be near water. But we started to notice it was going to get really bad when he started just like setting his head near water. Like he couldn't drink it. I sat down with my mom and talked about it, and I had the privilege to get somebody to come to my house and euthanize Gato. And you can have them take the body away immediately if you want, or you can keep it and figure out a different figure out a different way you want the body dealt with. It was one of the easiest decisions of my life to know that it was his time. I really was holding out that he was going to tell us when it was his time. And he kind of did, but he was gonna hang on till the bitter end. Weirdly, the day we decided to euthanize him, um, he like shifted. Like I could tell like something had happened, and I could hear his stomach more. So something definitely I think ruptured that morning, and it was like early afternoon, later afternoon. He was gonna be euthanized. The company was really respectful. The vet came in. She gave me as much time with him. She had us talk about him while he was still alive. I just picked him up. I was with him. I held him. I hugged him for the last time. I sat next to him and just pet him. This is all water-based makeup. Fudge. I just sat next to him and I pet him. And then I think he knew when to let go, because there's a part of me that, I don't know if the drugs did it, because I think there was a part of him that went, I'm done. And then he, I love that cat. Oh no. The great thing is, that same week was like my second week of therapy, so it worked out really well. Uh, this cat was my soul cat and raised me and showed me what unconditional love was in ways that I cannot explain. And I know some people are like, it's just a cat. Well, you can shut up. He wasn't just a cat. There was a freaking rainbow outside after he died. I was like, damn. On the news, they were like, rainbow watch today. And I'm like, excuse me, I've never seen that ever in my life. Got a paw print. It was pretty great. Yeah, it was a really good experience having at home. I miss that cat every day. But let's get back to cute cat photos. But that's my beautiful little Gato, and I love him every day. And is rude he left. Here's Alice. Thankfully, I had other cats because it was rough. Alice being a beautiful little kitten. Alice and Gibby holding paws. Well, she's kind of being like, don't do it. Don't do it. This is Alice with my 12-foot skeleton. She loved him. I love my skeleton. Alice, more Alice, more Alice holding my hands. Gibby awkwardly sleeping on my lap like that for some reason. Alice in a blanket. Alice, Gibby and me enjoying a sunset. Alice helping me bedazzle my Beyonce jersey for Beyonce. So those are all my cat photos. Those are all the cats, how I've fostered, how I've gone through things. Thank you for joining me. I didn't expect to get that emotional that quickly. I spent a lot of my life not showing my emotions, so it's good to practice every day. Those are all my cats, all the fostering, all the things. Those aren't all the cats. I didn't get really childhood photos of cats, but I don't have those right now. I need to get those because I've had literally cats since I was probably 2 or 3. And I love cats. Thank you for joining for me. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know if you want more cat content. Also, I forgot a fact about me watching cats. I used to watch The Big Cat Rescue before Carole Baskin was famous. I was watching Carole Baskin before she was accused of murder. Okay, have a good day. Go pet your cat. Go pet your dog. Go pet your parrot. Go pet your fish. Maybe don't pet your fish. But yeah, go hug your animals. Also, have an end of life animal plan. It really helps to make things easy and smooth because you're going through a lot, and having less decisions makes it so much easier to be in the moment. Meow.